Thank you for watching. This is Mom, aka Amy, and I've got one of the kids here already laughing at me for my intro. So I said, they think they're good at these videos. I thought I could do one too, entertain the folks. So I was all sad. So I'm going to go back to the game. So I just started a brand new world. So this is what adults do in Minecraft. The kids do their thing in Minecraft, which I find very distracting. So I like to sometimes play Minecraft without the kids. I find it kind of zen. To me, it's almost like coloring. You know how like coloring is the new like zen thing for adults? Well, not new anymore. But anywho, the reality is that this is the same sort of entertainment option. I think it's because the reality is you can you hear all that giggling? The kids are so obnoxious. Um, they kept calling me a boomer, and I am not a boomer. I am Generation X. I'd like to have you know. Anywho, so the fact that it's the blocks and it's so repetitive, so you're kind of creative, but you're also a little bit zen in that you're doing repetitive motion like a coloring book would be. I think it's Minecraft is actually really good. I have anxiety, and I find that it's very helpful for that. So I thought I would show other adults or whoever watches kind of what you can do on Minecraft when you're not playing with the kids. Um, I had a world that I'm doing on my computer, which is a lot of fun. But apparently, because I'm on Roger XY's computer, I can't show you guys that. So what I'm doing here is I'm jumping to try and hit that last bit of the tree. If you don't get all of the wood, the tree then like grows all funky, like that one piece of wood like spawns wood that goes in all kinds of weird directions, and then it can be really hard to chop down the tree, which I think this is the OCD in me that which I don't actually have, so I shouldn't say that, but it's the maybe the control freak. I'm definitely a control freak. The control freak in me that doesn't like unorganized trees. So when the trees get all messy, I get frustrated. So if you're going to start on Minecraft, which is what you guys are going to get to see me do, is start a whole new world. And the cool thing is it's just me. I'm not letting the kids on it because the kids are so bossy. They will constantly tell me what to do. It's so irritating. All right. So the first thing you have to do is cut down a tree. And you have to do it with your fist because, yeah, that makes sense, right? I think trying to do that in the real world, that would be not pleasant. And then when you get trees, you put the wood in there, you get the blocky things, and then the first thing you need is a crafting table. So our goal here, because I'm not using like any cheats or anything, although I highly recommend cheats, but the kids said that would be very boomer of me, which, there you go. The kids said I couldn't do cheats on this world. So if you don't do cheats, the first thing you're going to need to do is get a house, and pretty quick, because what will happen is night will fall and monsters will come out and kick your ass. And pardon me, I cuss. The kids will probably want to edit that out, but I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm an adult. I can say whatever I want to say. Anywho, so we're going to put our house. I tend to build on top of mountains, but I think for tonight, just so we don't get killed right off the bat, we're going to just do a quick little mud hut here on this top. And again, I think this is totally the control freak in me, that I cannot stand doing it. Like, you'll see kids and they just like, I don't know, it's so haphazard. And I'm like, no, it must be at least, reasonably square and on a flat surface and yada yada. So we're going to do this and see if we got enough dirt to build some walls. Let's get off the wall. There we go. So our only purpose here is to not get killed right off the bat. That is literally all we're trying to accomplish, is to not die during the first night. Now, if we could get a sheep, we could get some wool, which if I can build one sword, we can probably get wool, and then we can build a bed, which is really the way to do it, because then you can sleep and you guys won't have to like watch the night pass, which is dull as dirt. But let's see if we can build. So let's put our crafting table in here, because we can't really use it till it's down. And now we're going to take this wood And let's make ourselves some sticks. The sticks are what you have to do with almost everything you're making. You want to make sticks. So, and this is the worst kind of building because you're using wood, which is a kind of a crappy material. Okay, now we can beat stuff up. Okay. So let's see if we can go get some sheep so that maybe if we're lucky, we can actually sleep tonight. I saw some sheep around. So fortunately, we spawned in an area that actually has sheep. Most of the time, it seems like I spawn in areas that have nothing whatsoever in the way of sheep. And the only way you can sleep, at least for me, there's probably ways the kids know that I don't, but the only way you can sleep is to get wool and make a bed. And if you are nowhere near sheep, it can be a long start to the game while you try and find sheep. The nice thing about this, and that unfortunately the wool has to be the same color, so I hate to kill the brown ones since I don't see any other brown ones. And I might have to see if these grays match each other. Let's see. So we have one white and we need 2 or 3. So let's see if we can find one more gray sheep. And then we'll go try and make a bed. It's either 2 or 3 of them. Anyway, what I was saying was what was I saying? Something about sheep. Oh, yeah. Anyway, the bottom line is you need sheep right off the bat. So it's almost like if you spawn and you're in an area without sheep, it's almost worth wandering around dying until you can find sheep. Because if you don't have sheep, you're kind of going to have a really crappy start to the game. We only need one more gray sheep. Let's wander this way. And the hard part is trying not to lose track of where you're at. So you kind of want to orient yourself. So I know that with that mountain in the distance, over there, so it's straight ahead kind of to the left, which means the house we started is over here. See, it's right there. So we need one sheep. Let's go, we're going to actually go in and try that crafting table. Maybe it's 2 wools. That would be lovely. I can't imagine, but now the cool thing is you can use this thing here because heaven forbid my old brain remembers how to do any of this shit. See, we need 3 of them. Damn it. And I'm pretty sure, we can check and see if I remember right, but I'm pretty sure it won't let you do it unless the wool is all the same color. See? Stupid machine. All right, so we need to kill 1 more sheep. We're so close. So close to achieving a bed, which, let's be honest, it's the first thing we have to do. I see chickens. So, I have a nice amount of flowers. We're looking for 1 more sheep, people. 1 more sheep. I don't see anything over there. Sometimes it helps to get up to a high point and look down, but I'm not seeing anything. And we saw most of the sheep was over this direction. So all we have is that 1 brown sheep that we saw, which that doesn't do us any good because then we have 1 stupid piece of brown wool, 2 pieces of gray wool, and 1 piece of white wool. I think the game may be laughing at us. All right. Now, we are collecting these eggs as we go because the eggs can come in really handy for starting a chicken farm. There's nothing wrong with having a source of food. And if you throw eggs on the ground, you actually can get chickens like 1 out of every, I don't know, anywhere from 3 to 6 eggs. Do I see a sheep over there? Nope. These birch keep looking like sheep. I keep hoping I'm seeing a sheep. Oh, I think, did we see one? Did I see one? Is there a sheep over here? Nope. See, I see the white of the birch, and I get all excited, and it's not a sheep. No sheeps, no sheeps. So the eggs can come in handy because then you can start a little chicken farm. Horses. I don't need horses, and there's cows. Do we see 1 sheep? Just need 1 sheep. So sometimes you'll get the sheep on the border between the kind of the plains that were the grasslands you see on the right and this normal like forest on the left. So we're kind of just scanning. The horses are lovely, and we'll come back for horses later. I haven't yet, what is that over there? I think I see a sheep. I haven't yet, ooh, there's some sheep too. Awesome. Success. And look how it's sunset, so we better move our patusas. See if I can find that house back again. Okay. One more and one more over here. Now you can hit the sheeps with your hands, but I'll tell you right now, it's less effective. And it takes a lot longer to kill them. And as you can see, they do kind of run. So the faster you can kill them, the less following them around you're going to have to do, kind of the better. Now the bad news is that as the sun sets, monsters will arise. And we have to find our way back to that house I started. So, look, I see another sheep over there. I think it was over here. And again, I'm trying to orient myself knowing that the mountain is kind of off forward and to the left, and this waterway was on the right. So the house, the dirt house, should be somewhere right in here. And there it is. So now we need a little bit more. We need to move the dirt over a little bit because we don't have quite enough to protect ourselves. So we're going to move the dirt over so that we can hopefully not die. And we're going to get some more dirt and close ourselves in. And I'm going to, when in doubt, dig down. And let's get ourselves a little roof going on here. Okay. Totally dark, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but not horrible when you're trying not to die. So we should have the ingredients now for a bed. So I could put all the ingredients over there, or I could just click on this and pow. See how it's white? When it's white, it means I have the ingredients for it. So the nice thing is, we can lay the bed down here. It takes up 2 blocks, so I have to put it right here. Scroll over to the bed and lay it down. Yay! So now we can sleep. Otherwise, you have to literally just kind of hide out in one of these little caves until daytime, which it takes, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. Long enough that you don't want to do it. Maybe 15, I think 15 minutes. It's probably a good estimate. So, I don't think we're going to spend much time hanging out right here in this area, but I don't want to carry the bed with us right away, because what tends to happen is there tends to be monsters first thing in the morning. So we kind of want to be a little careful. And did you see our sword got all used up by all of our throwing things around? So we're kind of out of swords now. So we're going to grab another wooden sword. And the other thing we're going to need is, when we want a decent house, we're going to want a pickaxe so we can get some stone. Now that we got a little bit more supplies, let's go make a quick survey, make sure there isn't anything around trying to kill us right away. I don't see anything super deadly. Oh, that's what we're looking for. That thing is going to explode, and if you stand close to it, you're toast. So we want to make sure. You can see how I managed to get rid of some of my hearts down there. We're going to have to eat. Raw meat doesn't fill us up quite as fast, but it will do the trick for now. Once we can cook it and we can get a furnace going, it'll actually heal us a lot more. Alright, so I think we've gotten rid of all the monsters that were right next to us, so that's good. And I don't think we want to stay here for long, so let's get our sword. We're going to get our important supplies here, that and this, and put them in our stuff, and eat a little bit more meat so we heal up. And now we're going to go find a home site. So I'm going to just really quick hit a little bit of dirt here so that we have a few building supplies, because it's kind of dangerous to wander around without any building supplies, because if the monsters start coming or you're hiding, all of a sudden night falls and you're not prepared and you don't have any building supplies on you, it can take a little too long just to go out and get some dirt, at least for me. I know the kids tend to be much faster than I am, but I find that being prepared is much better for me. So I'm a little prepared now. I don't have a ton, but I have enough that I wouldn't die. And I find that the best place for me to build houses, because I like to build the houses, that's part of the creative kind of Zen process for me, is up on mountains. So I'm kind of going to a high point here, and I'm going to don't look at the Enderman. Did you guys see that black person? So that black thing over there is an Enderman. If you look directly at it, it will kill you. So we have to look down and avoid it. So we are navigating by looking down, and hopefully it will go away and not kill us. All right. Damn, that Enderman is just in the way. All right. Let's see. All right, well, there's some more sheeps. Some more sheps, as the kids say. All right. I thought there was a mountain over here that we wanted to go to. I feel like there's a million sheeps now that we don't need a sheep. I do like the plains, but okay, the mountains I think are this way. Let's go this way. We're looking for the mountains. So there's the Enderman. We don't want the Enderman. Where did the mountain go? So you can see I'm trying to keep kind of the plains to my back, because I know that's not the direction I wanted to go. Pick up some pretty red roses on my way here. So I like to build on a high point. Oh, I think there it is, kind of in the distance. You can see the mountains. I like to build on a high point because I think while I'm building, I'm safer. I'm less likely to get killed because they have to at least climb up to me to kill me. And you get a great vantage point. One of the things I found when I first started playing Minecraft is that I would get lost. It's so easy to get lost. And it's so easy to get disoriented. Now, the kids have this way of like checking where they're at, and they use all the longitude and latitude and yada, yada, yada. But for me, the easiest thing to do is try and build on a high point, because you're more likely to be able to see your house. It's almost like more of a landmark. Now this is a cool thing to see right here, because these are berries. Aren't those super cute? They didn't used to have these when I first started playing. Now you can see the hearts going away. That's because it's a prickly bush. Now if you plant the berries, you can actually grow more berries on so that's another way of having a food source in your house. So you can see we've got a couple mountain options here. We've got one up here, which I really am liking because it's very steep sides, again, keeping the monsters away. And the nice thing is this is also right in between like 3 pretty solid biomes, right? Lots of food sources nearby, nice and vertical, so the monsters won't be able to get us. Horses, we had the plains over there. We have the other biome with the snow right away here. Plus then we have the biome with all the trees, so we can have plenty of wood. So I think this is a great spot. And from the top here, I bet we have a really great vantage point over a lot of area. So see this? We've got this kind of mining area, lots of stone we can go for. Goes over to the plains. We've got horses over there, so we'll be able to figure out how to go ride a horse, which I still have yet to figure that one out, so we'll go figure that out together. Over here, we've got the kind of the woods. I don't know, I'm sure there's an actual name for it. And then we have almost more like the snowy woods is kind of what this one is. So these are different trees. Those are spruce down there, and those are probably oak. And then the what are the white ones? I forget. Anyway, birch. That's what they're called. So this is a great spot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by flattening it out. It's hilarious because the kids keep walking in and like listening for like 2 words and then leaving the room. Like they're testing to make sure I'm still alive. Still alive, Clovis! Still alive. All right. So, and you can see off to the left as I do this, getting this dirt, there's that black hole over there in the ground. So that looks like a great place to go mining. Mining is good because right off the bat, you're going to want stone. And the best material that you can use like to make everything stronger and last longer is iron. So eventually you want like iron armor and iron swords and iron pickaxes. And if you have an iron pickaxe, then you can actually start getting some of the really cool like gemstones that are under the in the mines. So you can see that we're in a good spot here. But also I was going to say, I hope you can see how also this is kind of zen, right? It's just very methodical. Block after block after block. It really reminds me of coloring because I'm just making small movements and I'm like crafting the environment. And it's also all about, there's a little bit of creativity, but it's a fairly mindless task. It's not like I have to spend a lot of brain power doing this, you know? And I find it very therapeutic. I could crochet. I like crocheting. That's another good mindless, but slightly mindless, slightly creative task for when you kind of need to let some of the craziness of our world go away. But Minecraft, surprisingly, is another great one. And it's funny because I think so many people think it's like a kid's game. Like I know all my friends are very much like, oh, well, that's something for kids. But I don't know. And maybe this is just me because I used to love like Legos. And this to me is almost like Legos. So you get you get that creativity, you get a little bit of doing kind of what you want to do. But it's also kind of like you get to zen out a little bit while you're doing it. See, this chicken is just begging to be killed. Did you guys see that chicken? He's begging to be killed. All right, so we've almost got, I think, the start of our floor here. Now, I have fun designing the houses. This is probably the latent architect in me. One of those many careers I did not take, but should have. Although I don't think it pays very well these days. Anywho's. So the latent architect in me enjoys building and crafting the houses. So I will get pretty creative on it, but I like to kind of let the landscape a little decide it. So again, you can see that this, because this is kind of a narrow footprint, right? This is not a huge area, even with us having reduced it down, a couple levels. So I think I'll get this one more level off, and then this level here will be the floor. And that will kind of decide the size of the house. Now, if I decide I want a bigger house in this spot, which I don't know that I will, sometimes what I'll do is I'll hollow out a basement or like another story by going down into the rock and just kind of making walls when I get to the edge of the mountain. So it's almost like I'm building inside the mountain. And I have a cool house I did once with that, which was really neat. So it's almost like it's camouflage because it looks like a mountain, except it's got windows and doors and all that. But you can see dusk is falling, so we better get the basics. Now, I feel slightly safer at night being up here building because, again, you're not, they have to work to get to me. So it's almost like I'm willing to not sleep right away because anything that wants to come attack me is going to have to work a little harder to do it. Now, a great way of ensuring that, kind of the first level of defense on the house, is making sure that it's 2 blocks up to me on all the areas. Because none of the mobs, except for the Enderman, who can kind of go wherever the hell they want, none of the mobs, the bad guys, can get up 2 blocks. Oh, the spiders can, but they're easy enough to kill. So see, if I get rid of all of this, and this will kind of define, again, the footprint of our house. If I get rid of all of this and make it 2 blocks all around to get to me, to get to this top floor, then there's no way that they can climb up here and get to us. Now, you might say, well, then how the heck are you going to get up there? So what we do is then we create one area that has stairs and then create like a fence around it at a lower point. But this is kind of just the preliminary defense. to keep it so that they can't get to us. And you can see I'm doing it out just a little bit so they can't like hop over, not that they tend to do that. And this feels a little bit small. Actually, I'm going to do this and this. Feels a little bit small as far as how big the house is, but we'll probably start it down here where it's widest and then decide if I need to add some floor area in that other direction. So see, I'm almost all the way around this side. You can see there's a creeper down there. That's that green glowy thing right where my X is. And those are the things that like to blow everybody up. But again, they all won't go if they can't go up more than a block's worth. So by digging down 2 blocks, I basically prevent any visitors from coming up here, and then I can spend the nighttime actually landscaping and doing stuff instead of having to not do stuff. Now I'm going to want all those blocks that I'm just now kind of getting rid of, all these dirt blocks that are out there, because I'm going to need all that building material. So I'm going to go grab those, and we'll start with a dirt house because as you can see it's the easiest to get to. And then what we'll probably do is build up to stone walls or wood walls, because it's a little stronger in case something comes and tries to blow us up like a creeper. It tends to last a little longer, and it's prettier. I'm figuring out how on some of these how to make the stone extra nice, so we'll do some of those fun techniques. One of the nice ones is doing the birch, and then the kids have shown me how to strip the birch, so you kind of make it like, I don't know, it just looks really cool. I don't even know how to describe it. It's all like even on each side and kind of looks cool. So here's our little stairwell. This is the only area where I didn't take it down to. So we're going to take it down to. So right now, this stone right there is the only place where a bad guy could get up here, theoretically. But look at that sneaky bastard with his bow. We're going to make him come work for it at least. Let's see if we manage it. And of course, I can't find my sword. Of course. Let's see if I can push him off. All right. Oh, man. I'm toast. And I'm dead. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Good news is all of that stuff is still up on my mountaintop. So if I can get to the mountaintop, it'll all still be there. Now you can see it's the middle of the night, so there's mobs all around. So the best technique is to just run like hell. The other good news is we didn't really have anything terribly exciting. So having to kind of respawn at this point is not a big deal. It'd be nice not to have to redo the bed and find the wool again, but wouldn't be the first time or the last time. You can see, I think, there's just too many mobs around right now to get anywhere. I just think it's the wrong time of day for us to be wandering around trying to do anything because there's so many bad guys around. And I think that is where we want to be, is that mountain over there. So this is not our mountain. Now on the upside, we're not dead, but I kind of don't know if we're going to be able to survive to get over there. Do we dare it? So we could go the long way, which is around here, or we could go down. I think our chances of surviving are pretty slim, so we're just going to go hell-bent for leather. Hell-bent for leather over there. See if we can avoid bad guys on the way. And so when you die like that, all of the stuff that you're carrying just kind of sits wherever you were when you died for, I don't even know how long you would say, like, I don't know, like 1 day's worth, I guess, or less. So the problem is if it takes us too long to get back up there and go get to it, like if we get up here and we die, we're probably, it might not be there when we come back. But if we can get over here and if we can get something to eat really quick and get our sword, we might be able to defend ourselves if that stupid flippin' guy comes back, because we did have a sword. Okay, so we're going to stay right here in this little hole and try and eat really quick before we die. Yay for carrying around food, right? Okay, sweet berries are nourishing us. Let's see if we, of course we don't have a sword. That's fabulous. But we do have the ingredients for a sword. So we're going to see while we eat a few more sweet berries here. It'll only regenerate if it's all full. We're going to put the crafting table down really quick. And damn it, do you see that stupid? Might as well just give it all we got. Yep. Now, because we picked most of it up, it'll probably still be there when we get there. You're probably now thinking, why does she play this game? This looks incredibly ungratifying. I promise you. This is the horriblest part, is the dying, and that's why I was like, we need to build a house. But I got all sidetracked building the house and forgot to build the house. So I should have built a little small house, put the bed down, and then we would have been fine. But I got myself sidetracked. Now, the good news is I'm finding my way to the house faster this time. So let's see if I can get there. And look, we'll get some berries and go around the pokey plants. So I've got some berries. We're going to sneak up on it. And if we can try not to die. So all that stuff kind of respawned right there, so that's good. We'll have, our stuff should still be there because we're making good progress. And look, you can see the sun is rising. See that sunrise? So the good news is what'll happen, you can see all of our stuff is laying around here. What will happen, that was our bed we just picked up, is skeletons, those annoying things that keep killing us, will light on fire and die as soon as the sunlight comes up. So on the upside, the stupid boogers will be dead shortly. Now what they'll sometimes do is they'll be really sneaky and they'll hide in they'll hide in the shade of a tree, and so you'll be wandering through the woods in the middle of the day and you'll be killed by a skeleton because the sneaky guys did that. So you can see there's a zombie was on fire down there. So zombies and skeletons will usually light on fire if they're in the sunlight, which is kind of helpful because then you aren't spending your whole day fighting off the mobs. Otherwise it would be very ungratifying. But the spiders will not. You can see there's a spider down there. They won't generate in the daytime. And the creepers also are around, but they won't generate in the daytime either. So you will run into those occasionally. Really only in the dark spots, but all right. Well, that was an exciting night. So let's actually get some walls up. We're going to put up some walls. We're going to do it, guys. We're going to get there, and we are going to have a house that will survive the night momentarily. So I'm using my pick, and we're going to get some stone. So this will be a corner. Actually, we're going to go out. We're going to go out. All right. And I think we're going to go, because I want a little bit bigger of a house. Ooh, did you see that Enderman just stared at me? Hopefully he does not choose to come back and kill us. That would be such cruel irony, wouldn't it? I'm going to bank a floor here, just to give us a little bit bigger footprint on the house here. And of course, you know me and my control freak nature, I'm like, it must be square, because that's what I do, is it must be square, or at least ballpark of square. I'm trying to avoid looking at the Enderman who is sitting over there. All right. So we're getting good. This is looking good. So I like this. This will work as a wall. I'm going to start by doing just this area in, and we'll decide what the heck we're doing with that area later. So that'll be our little door for right now. And I'm going to kind of do windows, roughly, as you can see, not actual windows, but little spaces where potential windows can be. And then again, I do plan on replacing most of these walls with better walling. You guys are going to be like, oh, do we have to watch that? Probably, yes. You're welcome to fast forward through that part. Oh, damn Enderman. Do you see that Enderman off in the distance, the field? He has got it out for us, I can tell. All right, we're going to use dirt because that's what we've got. I always like to go, if you do a 3-block house, so 3 high, the third being the roof, you kind of like feel super closed in. And maybe this is the claustrophobic part of me. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want a house that small. So I always go 4 blocks up. So if I do a roof at 4 blocks up, you can see that's much nicer, right? Totally. So we'll do this. And if I do windows, when I do windows, I'll do them too high. But you don't want to do too high until you actually have the glass, because, as you can imagine, bad things can walk through too high. But the 1 high, a spider or a skeleton could be out there, and they can't get in through that. So that's the point of doing the 1 high windows right now, until we actually get glass. So glass will be something that we'll do pretty soon because it's not that hard to do. And we're near the supplies for it. What you need for glass is you need a furnace, which we're going to do pretty quick so we can start cooking our meat and use it, get more health out of it. And sand. So we have sand over in that water area where we were just at. See all that real pale stuff? That's the sand. So all you have to do is have sand and put it in a furnace and cook it. And the other thing you need is coal. That's how you make the furnace work. And while we were on our way dying, at the bottom of my mountain here, I saw coal. So the good news is we are in such a rich environment that we should not have any problems getting everything we need to survive. I say that having already died, what, twice, 3 times? It all blends after a while. Oh no, we need that, and we need that. And we just barely, I think, have enough dirt. And then we will be set up. And what I'll do is I'll keep this door like that for now, although one of the first things that I'll build, and all I need to do it is wood, so I'll just have to go down, chop down another tree because we're running out. But one of the first things that I will put is a door in the windows so that the house is more secure. But until we have the door in the windows, what I'll do is I'll just put dirt right there. So we're going to get our final things. Look at our pretty bush. I love a thing that provides me with food right away. We're going to get our crafting table. And we'll get some of this dirt. This looks like available dirt. Now what we might do, what might be fun, is in the next time or two as we work on the house, what might be fun is to take this area down here and make almost like a second room that's kind of just a little offset. So instead of like a room below our house, we could make a 2-room house and have, you know, one of the rooms be just like a couple blocks lower over here. And that might be a cute look for a house, but we'll see. I don't know. This is a very long and narrow mountain, so we might just reshape it a little bit. It's funny. I actually have a little bit of environmental guilt when I reshape mountains on this game. I'm like, but I'm destroying the environment. Yeah. Clearly, I have a few first world problems here, don't I? Alright, I think we've got enough dirt now. Let's go finish this baby off. Give ourselves 1 stool here. So, again, limit the number of places that somebody can come up. We get our windows so that they're only 1 block in size, so nothing can come in. Ta-da! So the house is, the skeleton of the house is mostly done. And when it comes to nighttime, I can just do that, and we are totally secure in here. Obviously, a skeleton could come up and shoot through the windows, but if you're sleeping, so as long as there aren't any monsters nearby, and it lets us sleep, which as long as there isn't like a monster right outside, it'll let us sleep, then it won't let a skeleton come up and shoot us while we're sleeping. So that's the good news of that and that. And we're done. So we now have a safe, secure house. So next time we will build further and you will see the true beauty of a Minecraft house. Well, it'll take much more than that, but we'll give it a shot. Thanks for joining. Feel free to like and subscribe and all that craziness. Check out some of the other videos we have posted. See what the kids are up to. Have a great day.